Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight it's 4:30 in the morning, guys. I have not slept yet. And I just realized that today's patch note day. So we're going to get these patch notes out there right off the bat as quickly as I can. So let's go through it. Maintenance times. Xbox 2 to 5 a.m. Central Time, 7 to 10 a.m. UTC, December 20th. So that would be next Monday. Beautiful, as is the custom. Also, update size is 2,500 megabytes, aka 2.5 gigabytes for those of you who aren't in the know. Anyway, that is for all consoles. The winter holiday season is upon us, captains, and we're delivering a massive update to prepare for it. See for yourself. If you're in the TLDR crowd, check this. Legendary tier HMS Minotaur is the campaign ship. Legendary rentals throughout the update. Interesting. 3 arena seasons to test out those legendary ships. Interesting. Windrose bonuses for your ships from day 1. Okay. Commander guises. I'm lost. A boatload of new skins and camos, a special web event to crown the ultimate gifter, and more. Before we begin, redeem the code, right here, to get yourself some holiday camos at wowslegends.com/code redeemer. There you go. Type that in, get you your code. All right. This important runs for 6 weeks until January 31st. And the campaign is Theseus's Bane, which we've already talked about in a previous video, but this is going to go into a little bit more depth. British legendary cruiser Minotaur is the star of a holiday campaign, the true definition of a heavy hitter. Her DPM is significant thanks to how short her reload time is. Minotaur hits hard and fast just like her mythical namesake. Despite being limited to AP shells only, and she possesses a very powerful AA suite, with the option to choose between the smoke generator and a radar consumable, which I kind of figured given the Edinburgh has the same thing. There are plenty of ways you can support your team effectively. This is the first time a legendary ship has been available as the biggest campaign prize. But don't worry, if you end up missing out on getting her, in the first update of 2022, Minotaur will be waiting for you in the darkest corner of the Bureau. Just don't forget to bring... Oh boy. I should know this name. Ariadne's? We're going to go with that. I'm sorry, it's just... Reading the word is harder than actually coming up with it. But we're just going to go with Ariadne's thread. With Soviet cruiser Stalingrad having recently become available for global XP, we are not excluding more possible distribution options for legendary warships and further updates. With 130 milestones over 6 weeks, here's what you can get. So, without Admiralty backing, you get all of this. Okay? With Admiralty backing, you get all of that, plus you get all of this. Without Admiralty backing, it's worth 23,415 doubloons. And with Admiralty backing, you get a total of 80,638 doubloons worth of things in-game. Holiday preparations, rent a ship, and Roaring Lion. Ever consider trying out that one fancy legendary ship but didn't want to abandon the project you were researching? Well, during the holidays, everything is possible if you want it really bad. Here's a full list of legendary tier ships of all shapes and types available for rent through store bundles. 2 million credits for the entire duration of the update until January 31st. That's not bad. The only downside of this is obviously it's not difficult to come up with 2 million credits, and you're basically going to allow people that have no idea what they're doing easy task to get into the thing. But this isn't the first time they've done something like this. Yamato was a test event. The Conqueror, Worcester, and basically all of them. It was the Conqueror, Worcester, and Gearing. I think that was all in one test event where you got to like rent them. So yeah, this ain't the first time they've done this. Task Force 1 available December 20th. Alaska, Shima, Grossa, and Kaba. Oh, I see. Okay, so this is an interesting thing. This is going to allow people to test out ships that are currently legendary ships that they aren't sure if they would want them or not. So, in the first test or rental period, you can test out Alaska, Shima, Grossa, and Kaba. In the second set, which is January 3rd to January 31st, you get Gearing, Worcester, the Yami, and the Conqueror. And in the third set, you get Montana, Stalingrad, Colbert, and Colbert. So, yeah, that's an interesting one, okay? I like it. It'll give me a chance to... Actually, by then, I might actually have Montana already unlocked. I know, shocking, right? But we're working there. Anyway, so we've already talked about that. Colbert, a bonus ship to spice up the metagame. This also allows us to test her before assigning it to the Bureau. Please note that her stats may be changed before she reaches the Bureau, depending on how she performs. It's the first appearance of this legendary French cruiser named after Jean-Baptiste Colbert, a famous 17th century French statesman. I had to think. It's 4:30 in the morning. Give me a break, guys. Roman numerals, really? French statesman. She's a fire starter if we ever saw one. Just think legendary tier Atlanta. Hey, if only somebody had already said this in a video review. Anyway, it would be great to have some place to try those legendary ships and get prizes too, right? There might be some info on that later in this article. Who knows? Foreshadowing? Donk donk. Who'da thunk it? British Tier 7 Premium Battleship Lion. Largely a development of the King George class, or King George V class, this battleship is bigger, better armored, and equipped with modern 16-inch 406mm guns. Lion handles well and offers solid performance. God, hair, get out of my mouth. I know, that's what she said. It's right here in the thing, you didn't see it? And offers solid performances with both shell choices. You can get her for 25,000 winter coins to obtain those. Complete missions. To obtain those winter coins, complete missions, redeem Windrose bonuses, play and ideally dominate arena, and acquire specific crate bundles. Interesting. Please note, Lion cannot be attained for free in our estimations. And at the very least, you will need to acquire the Admiralty backing and complete the campaign during the 5th week of the update, while also placing in the top bracket of all arena seasons. That being said, this is unlikely to be the last time we see the Roaring Beast. Commander Guises. Okay, at least I didn't read it wrong. With this update, we're introducing a new type of cosmetic content, Commander Guises. They change the appearance of your non-event commanders and include the following visual effects. A signal flare when you sound your horn. Oh, for God's sakes, wargaming. Why? 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 Can I just ask why one more time, just to make sure that you, who thinks that this is what we want? For real. It's bad enough when people spam the horn. Let's be real. Also, I'm well aware my voice is gone. It's 4:30 in the morning. Actually, it's 4:45 in the morning. And I haven't slept yet. So, just bear with me. But seriously, you're going to give people a signal flare when they sound their horn. Oh, thank God. Now, can this be used in a helpful manner? Absolutely. It can. Will it be? Probably not. It'll almost certainly just be abused by the same people that spammed the curse button back when that was a thing, and then the horns all the freaking time. So, yeah, we're going to get the horns all the time, only this time it comes with eye cancer as well. Fantastic. I love it. Nothing helps a creator more than having more crap that's just going to make everything look even worse. Now, the colorful tracers, I could see actually being a good thing, just due to the fact that, I don't know about you guys, but it's been difficult to tell when somebody shoots armor piercing at you because there's no freaking outline on the shells, so when they're coming through the sky, it's difficult to see them. So if they're big colorful tracers, I don't have a problem with that. and fireworks for legendary skill activation. Again, I can understand this. I mean, PC kind of has something similar, but their legendary skills are based on things that happen during a match, not based on proximity to teammates or enemies. And the last thing you want is fireworks to go off when you're in a DD and you get within 5 kilometers of another DD that you're trying to hunt down, and then go, oh, look, there's fireworks. There's probably a DD here. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I don't know. I'm up in the air. But also, I kind of get it. But does anybody actually want this? Like, this seems pretty goofy overall. There's other things that could be worked on in this game that don't require, or don't, just really. This is for mobile. I'm just saying this. Like, this is a mobile thing. I don't care what anybody says. This is mobile. The charming Miss Santa. Yeah, there you go. At least she's got more clothes on than the last few females that they put in the game, am I right? The charming Miss Santa for American and British commanders, and charismatic Snow Maiden for Soviet and European ones, are the holiday pioneers for this type of content. You can acquire both of them in the store in exchange for winter coins during this update. Please note, these guises can only be applied to historical commanders. Interesting. Yeah, I wouldn't want you to cover up a lolly, would we? Anyway, importantly, if you wish to transfer a guise from one commander to another, you will need to either fight a few battles or spend a nominal amount of commander XP to make the change. So it's basically like switching your commander inspirations out. It's the same thing. Holiday port is going to be London. Interesting. And it looks like snowy London. I didn't even know it snowed in Great Britain very often. This will be a new thing for you guys. But snowy London it is. I know it snows in Great Britain, okay, but their big thing is that the current from the ocean brings up the warm air and keeps them warmer than most, which is why even though they're a northern country, they don't get as much snow as other countries in the north. Even me in Ohio, we get more snow than these guys, usually. And then, anyway, a nice touch to celebrate Christmas and New Year, a new port. This time it's the London Harbor dressed in festive decorations. Don't forget that there's a photo mode in the port. You can activate it by pressing LT or L2. Winter Gift Flurry Web Event. A special web event, Winter Gift Flurry, runs from December 20th through January 10th. Get ready for gifts, prizes, and a chance to win a competition to become the best Secret Santa of the holiday season by sending presents to other players. For a detailed look, stay tuned for an upcoming dedicated blog post next week. New camos and skins. The winter holidays are a time to decorate basically whatever you can see or reach. And Warships are no exception. This year, there are loads of new skins and camos for you to try out. The first batch comes in form of Snowstorm for the following ships: Fletcher, Vanguard, Implacable, and Hipper. And for those of you British folk that tell me that this is not implacable, that this is implaceable, or however the hell you guys pronounce it, screw you! It's implacable. You guys speak the wrong English. I know. Triggered. Get over it. A fair number of themed winter camouflages are in stock as well, both in the bureau and in the store. Pick up whichever you like the most. Okay. Coal Wave. Not so much. I see the wave. Not so cool. But New York Furry Taco, Hawkins, T-22, and the Strasbourg. Strawbor. Yeah, we'll go with that one. I call it Strasbourg. Sorry, French. Seal of Winter is for Dallas, Icarus, Nuremberg, and Normandy. Yep. That's a wannabe snowflake with a Wargaming logo. Just saying. You tried to hide it, but I totally see it. It's a Wargaming logo trying to be a snowflake. I wonder if there's a correlation there. No comment. Anyway, additionally, more historical Type 9 permanent camos, grade 1, which you can create using spare paint. 75 paint each are set to become available for the following ships. For Japan, you got the Akatsuki, Nagato, Amagi, and Kagero. For the UK, you got Queen Elizabeth, King George V, and the Vanguard. And for the USSR, you have the Bovoy, the Kiev, and the Udeloy. And I got through all of these names very well. You're welcome. Holiday Bureau 2022. My voice is gone. New year, new project makes sense, right? Within the Special Holiday Bureau project, you'll be able to acquire festive permanent camos for Furry Taco, T-22 Normandy, and a skin for Vanguard, crates, credits, and more. Make sure to start this project because it's scheduled to be deprecated right when the next update hits, so you at least need to start it. Now, if you've ever seen this before, start the project. You don't have to even finish anything. Just start the project, and that project will stay in your bureau until you decide to complete it. If you do not start the project, it will go away, and you will not be able to do that project. So these little projects like this, it's always recommended that you start it and then switch it out for whatever you want. But at least start the project so that you get some progress towards it and it will stay in your bureau. Okay? 2 new containers, Secret Santa and Super Santa 22s. Interesting. That's nothing new. That happens every year. The holiday period is a time for miracles. Don't do this. And for it, we have 2 special crates, Secret Santa and Super Santa. The latter is especially enticing because it drops a whole lot of different premium ships from Tier 5 to Tier 7. And if you're lucky enough to pull a super prize with a small chance, you can acquire such rarities as Jean Bart, Kuchezov, or Belfast. Well, out of those 3 ships, the Jean Bart is the most rare. I don't even have to guess. Like, that is the rarest ship as far as these 3 ships go. So I guarantee this thing's going to have like a 0.5% drop rate. Okay? If it's that high. It might even be lower than that. Among some more common, but not easy to get warships with bigger chances. Now, I'm assuming that this still works the same way, right? As previously stated in their update notes from the last update, the crate system has changed in terms of getting ships. So, in theory, you should get a ship every 14 crates. Am I correct? If I am, that would explain why they put a lot more ships in this one. Because they don't want you to get the big boys. Jean Bart has not been brought back until now for a reason. It is extremely powerful and completely destroys matchmaking, even in not the best hands. Among some more common, but still not easy to get warships, with bigger chances, of course, you can get Odin, Champagne, Roma, Bliskovica, and others. Secret Santa crates, in turn, will be added to the daily rewards ones in the store from December 20th through January 2nd, for a total of 14 containers. For a complete breakdown of the holiday bonuses and prizes, keep an eye out for a dedicated article in the coming days. What's more, a guaranteed system is active for Super Santa containers, meaning that you get the ship in at least every... Oh, it's 40th. I thought it was 14th. Why was I thinking 14th? 40th. I knew there was a 4 in there somewhere. 40th crate. However, it is not in use for the rarest ships. In fact, we strongly advise against hunting for those ships intentionally. It is better to simply appreciate them if you get an unexpected prize. At the same time, the guarantee counter does reset if you get one of the super prize ships. That being said, either of the ships may still drop at any point. You can check the exact drop rates for both types of holiday crates here. Okay? Now that's a bit scummy. I'm gonna be right on the nose with it. All right? Wargaming specifically said in their last update that they will have these ships, like the whole point of this is to keep certain ships from being like unavailable for those who really want them, who buy the crates to get those. They want to basically guarantee that they get those ships. This is exactly what they're saying is not going to be the case in the very next update after they implemented the change. Really, Wargaming? So, yeah, I don't like that. If you didn't hear it, let me repeat this. A guaranteed system is active for Super Santa containers, meaning that you get a ship in at least every 40th crate. Right? That's the original change. That's the one that they said, because everybody that didn't get the key, that spent $300-400 trying to get the key, and then they brought the key in a few months later as a, just a global XP ship and kind of kicked everybody in the balls. Yeah, that. However, it is not in use for the rarest ships. So the ones that you actually want, aka the Jean Bart, is not a guaranteed drop. You're not going to get it. That's scummy. Okay. Imagine, and I'm pushing this out here. This is bullshit. I'm just going to call it. Wargaming, this is fucking bullshit. You guys made this fucking rule, and in the very next update, you're already breaking your own shit. And in fact, we need to make sure, you guys need to share this video right now. Share the fucking video to everybody. Alright? Everybody needs to see this. This needs to change. This cannot be allowed to be a thing. Period. Because what's going to happen is you're going to have people out there saying, oh, the Jean Bart's in a crate. I know that if I buy this many crates, I'll get this ship. Because they don't all go to my video to check it out and have me read through all of these patch notes for you guys. Not everybody watches them. In fact, more people don't watch them than do watch them. Now, don't get me wrong, I get a really good view rate on these videos, but I'm just saying, there's a lot of people out there in the player base that don't read these patch notes and will not know this. All they're going to know is that the Jean Bart is in there and that there's a guarantee in place that you're going to get a ship every 40 crates. This is a bullshit tactic. Period. This is scummy. This is the thing that people get pissed off about with wargaming. We're moving on. Legendary Arena Seasons 8, 9, and 10. Remember how we talked about a great place to get prizes and sport your rented legendary ships and immediately spoiled it in the next paragraph? Yeah, you remember how you made a statement that surprised everybody by guaranteeing that people will be able to get the ships available in the thing, and then in the very next update you kind of fucked them over by saying, oh, but it's not going to be the rare ships that are available, only the shitty ships that nobody actually wants, those will be guaranteed, but the other ones, the ones that people actually spend all the fucking money trying to get, those ones aren't guaranteed. No. Fucking... You cannot underestimate the scumbaggery of corporations. You just can't. Corporations are just fucking awful. Anyway, remember how we talked about that? Yeah. Well, here we are with 3 legendary tier exclusive arena seasons. No other restrictions are in place. The arms race mechanic is here again. Oh, that won't be a fucking cancer. You imagine getting 5 heals on a fucking gross occurverse that starts with 105,000 fucking hit points? You ain't killing it. I don't care if you fucking hit it with a Shima. A Shima probably can't kill it. Like, for God's sakes, man. Like, this is gonna be, okay. And battle fatigue hits at 10 as usual. That's normal. A brief reminder on how arms race works. 3 waves of buffs spawn over, yeah, we know. The list of bonuses stays the same. Great. HP regen. Fantastic. 0.2% per second per single stack. 1.2% at 6. Now imagine you've got 1.2% because they cap it at 6. So you've got 1.2% of 105,000 damage. You're literally bringing over 1,000 damage per second back. Yes, you heard that right. 1,000 damage per second back. Plus, it's actually more than that. 1.2% would be 1.2 out of 100,000, and it's 105,000 if you completely max it out. So, I mean, you do the math. One important thing to mention, in case the battle timer runs its course, the side with the most enemy ships sunk is declared the winner. This rule can create situations where a team can win even having lost all of its ships. Yeah. I don't mind that, because that means people actually got into fights, which is the whole point of the damn game, but for some reason in Arena, everybody tries to hide. To sum up, let's find out how the prizes are distributed. Depending on your results, which are calculated considering the total amount of XP earned with all modifiers applied, the winning team also get 50% extra XP. You'll be put into one of 6 groups of the leaderboard. There you go. Beautiful. And of course, let's see. So first one is January 6th through January 10th. Ship tier is going to be legendary. There are no restriction on ship types. Team size is 3. Divisions are allowed. Arms race mechanic is active. Number of best battle results counted daily is 10. Maps will be Crash Zone, Haven, Land of Fire, and Neighbors. Season 9, January 13th through January 17th. Legendary tier, no restrictions. Maximum team size is 3 with divisions being allowed. Arms race mechanic is active. Again, Crash Zone, Haven, Land of Fire, Neighbors. So, I don't know why they feel the need to break down all of these because they're literally the exact same. Each one of these seasons is the exact same. So I don't know why they just give us the dates. And it would have sufficed. New ships of the update. The Tier 4 Murmansk. Okay. A sister ship of the Omaha and Marblehead cruisers, but under the Soviet flag. She's capable when it comes to AA defense and lets you play with American shell arcs. Managed by Soviet commanders, which is definitely a unique combination. Trying to think of what a Soviet commander would do to do better than the American commanders, because, I mean, it's Soviet, so wouldn't it have less shell penetration angles by default? Like, this would have poorer penetration angles, in theory. I could be wrong. But Murmansk is available for 6,250 steel in the Forge from January 3rd, so it's a steel ship, or a Forge ship. Tier 7 Azuma, projected in Japan as a large cruiser for longer range engagements with 3x3 12.2 inch guns, 310 millimeters. She's certainly fit for that task. A large hit point pool makes Azuma pretty tough, while her... Sorry, I had to laugh there. While her repair party also has a relatively short cooldown, which doesn't make life easier for her foes. It doesn't make life easier for her if she gets dev struck every time she look at either. She's available from January 10th through January 16th for 750,000 global XP. Good luck. If that's what you want with your global, go for it, man. It's definitely a strong ship until it gets shot, so keep that in mind. Balance and miscellaneous changes. Here we go. So while there aren't too many individual ships under the Scalpel Blade this update, pay close attention to the aircraft to ship visibility changes, as they might play with our meta. Okay. So Tier 7 Kansas, main battery reload decreased from 38 to 34 seconds. I believe this is going to allow people to go from a 34-second reload to a 30-second reload with the Kansas, which is probably going to be a nice... It's going to basically be like having a regular build on an Iowa, but you get an extra turret. Because I'm fairly confident I went from, like, on my Kansas with my Palo de Revel build that I use with the Iowa and everything, Iowa gets down to like 25, 26-second reload, and it starts with a 30-second reload. And then the Kansas started with 38 seconds and gets to like 34 seconds. So going from 38 to 34 with this buff is actually going to go from 34 to 30 if you're running the build that I normally run, I believe. We'll test it. But her maneuverability can be a real hindrance on occasion. Additionally, to give her a little more pep out over her predecessors, North Carolina, we're upping her damage per minute with a simple gun reload. Oh, so they're just explaining it. Like, I don't need you to explain it. I get it. I know what you're doing here. Japan, Tier 6 Shiratsuyu. Main battery reload time decreased from 7.2 to 5. The Shiro was not exactly what I would call underpowered. I mean, it gets 2 freaking torpedo reloads at Tier 6. We found that the Shirat does suffer in destroyer duels. It's a Japanese torpedo boat. It should suffer in a gun, oh my lord. I don't think it suffers that hard considering it hits so hard. I mean, you literally have Japanese HE that hits like a freaking freight train. Yes, it has slower firing guns, but you got dual guns all the way down the ship. It's not that bad. USSR Tier 5 Nevny, main battery reload time decreased from 5 seconds to 3.7 or 3.5 seconds, and the range of torpedoes upgraded from 4 kilometers to 6 kilometers. You know, I've always said the one thing that this game has always just sorely lacked is balance when it comes to the destroyers. And I'm glad to see the destroyers are getting all the fucking love in this update, getting all of these buffs. I mean, taking the main guns down, you know, got to get them able to fire spam us even harder. Am I right? I'm sure this will help them fight one another, because you see them fight each other all the time. Everybody goes out of their way to fight one another in destroyers, right? But yeah, so this guy the Nevny gets a buff to its guns, a significant buff to its guns, and a huge buff to that is a third, what? That's a 50% buff to its freaking torpedo range. 50% buff. Tier 6 Minsk. Upgraded main battery reload time decreased from 5.2 to 3.5 seconds, and they also buffed the torpedoes from 4 kilometers to 6 kilometers. Fantastic. Here we go. The nerf to the Sinop. Everybody's been talking about how much the Sinop is so good. Apparently Wargaming heard you guys. No more fun for you guys. Gotta take it down a notch. Dropping the the AP shell maximum damage from 12,950 to 12,000 respectively. Doesn't seem like a big change overall, but you'll notice in your DPM when you go to Citadel things. But yeah, I mean, it's not like you Citadel things in battleships anyway, so this isn't really going to make much of a difference. Everything overpins. But aircraft squadron spotting and visibility changes. Squadrons don't spot ships if there are islands or smoke in the way, or a direct visibility and vice versa. So squadrons no longer do that, but the actual little spy plane, or the little fighter pilot that somebody puts up, or the spotter plane, it'll still do that. Squadrons don't spot other squadrons if there are islands or smoke in the way. I do like the fact that they're bringing in line of sight. That is something that is sorely needed. If I'm on the backside of a fucking mountain the size of Mount Everest, and there's a plane 30 kilometers away on the backside of another mountain, how the hell does he spot me? Like, it doesn't make any sense. So, yeah, I'm glad that they're at least trying to make some changes there for plane spotting people, so people can actually, move around the map a little bit and maybe potentially flank people. That's a thing that should be a thing in this game. The ship-to-plane and plane-to-ship visibility values have long been a point of contention among you. You think? So we're going to try to make their interactions a tad more realistic, pretty much. Just like you asked. Thank you. Thank you. See, it's not all bad news, guys. They are listening. Occasionally. I mean, they do try to throw a wrench in there to fuck everybody over right before they're like, hey guys, but we did the thing for you. So this is their way of kind of smoothing over the absolute reaming that they just gave everybody a couple paragraphs up. You gotta love it. Sound changes. Added support for custom aircraft sounds for the Lord of the Seekers skin for August von Parzival. All of the space skins in the game, namely Pensacola, New Orleans, Baltimore, Laga, Algerie, Charles Martel, Gearing, Shima, and Gross Kurfürst, received laser sounds for their main gun salvos. That's great. High priority fixes, you know what I'm saying? Bug fixes. Muffled sounds in the menu after ending a battle. Animation of switching bureau projects playing back when there was no actual switching. Bureau main screen focus returning to the first project instead of the recently viewed one. Bureau boosters showing as being assigned to a different project than it was actually allowed. Okay. Nassau losing her gun sounds if she had the Halloween skin equipped with Halloween cosmetics turned off. And mobile only. Incorrect icon showing up if in the ship upgrade menu after switching between different ships multiple times. Other. All containers in the store received a show details button that sends you to the drop rate page in one push. Okay. I don't have a problem with that. Have a great holiday time and turn the tide. All right, folks. So again, just to clarify, this needs to be put out here and absolutely torn apart. I gotta find it again. This right here. Okay? This cannot be allowed to stand. It just can't. So we as a community need to stand together and let Wargaming know that this is not acceptable. Period. You can't, in one update, change everything that you just implemented in the previous update. You literally put this in here to to get people off of your back because of the whole key situation. And now you're literally creating the key situation again. But you're saying, oh, but you're guaranteed a ship, just not the one you want. It's scummy. There's no other way to put it. I'm not sugarcoating it. I don't care what anybody says. They can't take any more from me, right? So all I'm saying is we need as a community to stand up. This is unacceptable. This is absolutely scummy and should not be a thing. So hopefully you guys are with me in this. Let's get the word out. Get folks angry about this. I'm going to be copying and pasting it because this is going to be a thumbnail. And if you like what I'm doing, punch the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.